Okay, so regarding my own culture, I don't feel very attached to a group other than my immediate family. So I'll talk about my family's culture. My family is very individualized. We celebrate holidays such as Christmas and Easter together, but even then, it's not a big deal if I have homework or other places to be. My family kind of operates on a you do what you need to do basis. We all do our own work in our own rooms for school or like work things, and spending time together isn't really forced. So when we do get the opportunity to spend time together, it's much more meaningful than if we constantly were told that we had to be together and we had to do things together. Um, all this being said, my family is very individualistic, so we have our own views and beliefs specific to each individual person. So I don't believe that my um, beliefs or values are very connected to my culture. However, my culture does affect my behavior because growing up in such an individualistic environment, it made me um, want to be by myself a lot and spend a lot of time on my own, doing things on my own, kind of not liking group work, just like to get it done by myself. Um, my goals for this project, I hope to gain some perspective about culture since I don't really have much experience with it because I didn't grow up with much of a cultural connection to anything, not being religious, not feeling attached to any specific group. And I really hope to learn about the things that culture can bring to people and how it can improve the lives of people. So far, I've gone to two Emerald meetings. One was about climate change, and another one was about Larry Nassar. I thought the topics were very interesting and kind of like hit home to me. I just like happened to go to those two, but they were very like personally affecting me. Um, as a STEM major, climate change is something that I study like in class in school, and so it's interesting to see how other people view it and its effect on our culture. We talked about how to make people understand climate change and what it's doing to Earth, um, and the necessity of making these changes. And this reminded me of teaching techniques that we learned in TE 150, specifically reducing extraneous cognitive load. Because if we can reduce the difficulty of understanding the subject itself of climate change, if we could present it in a different way other than just the chemistry of the climate, maybe people will understand it better and it'll reduce the difficulty of understanding it, and more people will feel the need to make a difference if they can really understand what's going wrong and what's causing our Earth to um, fluctuate in temperatures and get hotter, and understand the necessity of this change. So, if we reduce the extraneous cognitive load, people will be able to understand it better. And for the Larry Nassar Emerald meeting, it kind of it was a very like difficult thing to talk about, and we were talking about the climate of sexual assault and at MSU specifically, and it was very emotional, and we were talking about how these things need to change. Specifically, something that we talked about in class was like toxic masculinity and how men feel like they can do these things to women and they really can't, and it's something that we really need to change throughout the world. And it really hit home to MSU students through the Larry Nassar case. Um, so yeah.